back to another episode of Room 1002. Y'all know what it's all about. I'm here showcasing the hottest up-and-coming artists right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Today's special guest is none other than Kyree Dailey, aka Kyree D Music, the not-so-native ATLian who is trying to make a very big mark on our city. I want you guys to help me welcome to the room, Kyree.
What's going on?
How are you? I feel like we pulled teeth to make this moment happen.
Yeah.
You're a busy guy.
You're a busy girl.
I am not. Do not believe this man. I'm kidding. He really is trying. Listen, Kyree, it feels good to have a new artist, fresh face. You are my first artist of the year. Congratulations for that. And I'm really looking forward to sharing a lot about you. I've heard a lot of great things.
Really?
Yes, a lot of great things about you. So I'm looking forward to sharing you with my audience. I'm going to start you off with a question that I ask every single one of my artists, and I hope you have a really good answer for us.
Oh, God.
But I want you to tell us, who is Kyree Dailey?
Who is Kyree? I'm an artist, entrepreneur, singer, songwriter, a brother. I do a lot. I'm a guy who wears many hats.
Hence him not being available. I'm kidding.
I wear a lot of hats, so I mean, I'm just here to, spread love, make an impact. That's who I am. I'm love.
I love that answer. I am love.
Yeah.
I love that. Listen, I know briefly before we got started, you told me that you're not really from here. You're from here, but you're not really from here.
Right.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that story?
Yeah, I mean, so I pretty much spent my whole life here, but my roots are in Pasadena, California. So,
I've never been to California. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, shout out to the West. But yeah, that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. My whole family is super LA, super West Coast. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a huge influence on me.
Okay, and going into that huge influence, I've heard about you from a lot of different people. So high school friends, people that I've met out here in the music industry, in my adult career, and I think that that's something to be proud of. To know that even though you're not from here, your roots are not here, your name is known here.
That's a blessing.
And it really is, but I want you to walk us back a little bit to how you got out here in this music scene. Not even just in Atlanta, but I mean, you could even go back to the beginning, just how you got started with music in general.
Yeah, so honestly, my biggest music inspiration is my mother.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a singer. Her sister sings, so they were all kind of like a singing group type thing.
I love that. What was the name of the group?
I don't even remember, if I'm being honest.
Clark Sisters 3.0.
Right, type shit. So yeah, but they were always singing. I just grew up around music all the time, so I didn't even know it wasn't a thing that other people didn't do, So everything is music. It's a soundtrack to life. So we're singing all day, just what we do. And then, of course, she started noticing that I guess I was more talented, and that's when I actually realized maybe it's something I could do, because I got that confirmation from her.
Absolutely. So where was that first time that they kind of plugged you in? Were you singing with mom and everybody, or
like I said, we were always singing. I think for me, it was just the reaction of when I was singing. So of course, you've heard little kids sing, you're like, oh, so cute. It turned from so cute to well, do that again, I'm like, oh, you like that, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
It might be something. So yeah, I think it was just they started making me sing at all family cookouts and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, it might be something valid here.
So you went from cookouts to, from what I saw, you have a show coming up at the Atlanta City Hall.
Yeah. You
went from singing at Gallery 992 to singing overseas at weddings. I could not imagine what that is like, what that experience feels like, but can you talk to us about having that exposure, how you're maintaining that, how are you getting these gigs?
Honestly, most of it has just been word of mouth and just off of faith, just continuing to put myself out there. I think that was my biggest thing, is just getting out there. I love to sing, and I was just singing, I was just making an Instagram post, and I wanted to get out on the scene, so I started pushing myself, and it was a drummer that hit me up and asked me to come to Gallery 992 for Music Mondays.
Yeah, and that's where everybody started.
Yeah, that was my first performance in a long time, because I completely stopped singing all together. I was so focused on sports and school that I was done with music, and he was like, come sing. So I came, and I was nervous as hell, but it, you know, it was really like the start of me getting onto like the Atlanta music scene.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've been noticing your Instagram, you're very consistent with your image.
Thank you.
When you guys are doing your live sets, it's always in like this kind of like cool studio vibe. You got the grass and you guys are always kind of chilling. It just feels really authentic and homey. What made you take that angle when you're pushing yourself out there?
Kind of the same thing that or the same approach I take to everything that I do in music, just something I guess organic.
Yeah.
You know, it was just kind of like, honestly, we didn't plan on doing that. We came from a gig, and that's just how my loft is set up.
Okay. It's like nothing special.
Yeah,
This is
it was
my
just,
home.
and you know, it was late night, and we were like, you know, let's just try to record a cover. We need to put out some content, and we just sat on the couch and recorded it, and it was like, oh, that kind of looks good. We should probably keep doing that. So yeah, it wasn't like intentional. It was just, like I said, everything else we do is just organic. Just let it come. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was thinking about your sound the other day. I hear you do a lot of covers, but you mentioned earlier that you're a singer and a songwriter. So what are some of your favorite things to write about when you're writing this music and you're tapping into that West Coast, you know, home vibe, but then you're now in the East Coast doing your thing in Atlanta? What are you writing about?
I think my favorite thing to write about is love, man. I grew up on love. You know what I'm saying? My mom is like a R&B queen. Like I grew up on, you know, Sade, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Anthony Hamilton, John Legend. So like, just a lot of love songs, Temptations, and so I think for me, just the love experience, and it's not just all like lovey-dovey. It's a lot that comes with experiencing love. It's pain.
Absolutely.
It's, you know. So I think I'm able to tap into that the most, so I like writing about it.
Speaking of writing, I heard that your latest single is up to 100,000 streams.
Yeah.
How is that feeling?
Shocking. honestly, it's my first piece of, you know, art that I've ever put out. So, you know, anybody that does this knows how like nerve-wracking it is to like put your baby out there to be, you know, critiqued and judged, and for the response to be the way it was, it's honestly so encouraging and uplifting. So I'm just ready to put out more music at this point.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the project, what it's about, where they can stream it and find it?
Oh yeah, so it's on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you know listen to music at. But yeah, the song pretty much came about just on some like I was actually recording a bunch of other songs, and I heard the beat, and I kind of just, you know, wrote to it real quick. I just found a video the other day, but I wrote to it real quick, and because I was thinking about taking a vacation, but at the time, you know, money, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, dang, like if I could go anywhere, like where would it be? You know that when they say go to your happy place, like close your eyes and go to your happy place. For me, that was what the song was about. You know, Sunset Beach. That was my happy place. Like I'm thinking of palm trees and, you know, back home type stuff. So you know, that's where it stemmed from. And then I was recording a whole other song, and I was like, let me record this idea. I mean, let me show you this idea real quick. Right. And they just recorded me doing the idea like one time all the way through, and that's the song.
That's crazy. Not one take.
Yeah, they were like, oh, well, you know, we'll listen to it, but do it on the mic. And I was like, all right, cool. I did it on the mic, and he was like, yeah, cool, we'll take that. That
must be a really good feeling.
It was cool. It was cool. It was dope.
I am really excited to see what else is coming from you. I do want to talk a little bit about the music scene that we're in, right? Yeah. It's 2023. So much is changing in Atlanta when it comes to the music scene, when it comes to making those connections, networking, finding those places to gig where you know like you're gonna go somewhere from that. I want to know, like, what are some of the things that you truly enjoy about the Atlanta music scene? Like, what are some of your favorite places even to go out and gig?
Absolutely. As far as gigging, I get a lot of gigs at like lounges. So one lounge that I do a lot at right now is a lounge called Bar 44.
Bar 44.
Yeah, it's in Marietta. Yeah, it's a newer lounge, but it's, you know, it's picking up popularity. But outside of that, I like to go to, I was big on Music Mondays. That was like a huge thing.
Oh, long live Music Mondays.
Right. And now I actually have connected with a lot of people out here through Peter Street.
I love Peter Street.
Man.
Are you there on Wednesdays and Thursdays?
On Wednesdays, yes. That's
Man, be at Peter Street.
Man, that's how I got really like most of like, you know, the connections that I have now, or like, you know, just getting my name out there was just by going and connecting, because a lot of people that are artists, you know, are there on Wednesday nights. So you know, that's probably like the biggest one to me at this point.
I love the freedom of that place. Like there's no real structure at all. If you want to get up there and do a poem, you can do a poem. If you want to get up there and scream, I hate, like whatever you want to do there, you can do there. There have been so many times that I've wanted to just get up on the stage like, what's up everybody, my name is, and I just want y'all to know, room 1002, I'm out. Like that's all I want to do. Like I don't even want to perform, but I love knowing that you're in those creative spaces too, because there's a lot of people there and a lot of creativity's flowing.
It is.
What would you say, it's still early in the year, it's only February, what would you say are some of the things you need to work on to reach some of the goals that you have for the year?
Honestly, just like a lot of other artists, just not being so critical of everything I'm doing, being intentional, but like, you know, I will do 100 versions of a song, 100 mixes, but like just, you know, just being more, you know, fluid and allowing things to be, allowing myself to be more vulnerable in what I'm doing. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Let it be raw.
So outside of new singles, more gigs, what else can we look forward to from you this year? Where can I find you next? I feel like I haven't seen you do something live since the gallery.
Yeah, so I do a live show every single Thursday, actually.
Wow. Thursday's coming up.
Yeah, exactly. So there, Bar 44, we do you know, like a 3-hour set.
Okay.
So we do that, and then of course on the 18th of March, we'll be at City Hall putting on a show there. So that's like the biggest thing so far. And then you know, you might see me and Santi, the guitar player and producer, around the city. We'll go around the city and just, you know, sing some songs and stuff like that.
I really like that. So you kind of have that free vibe where you're just out kind of in the street playing music, providing that entertainment.
Exactly.
That's dope. And what area are you doing that in?
Down like Buckhead, Midtown, places like that, or you know, like little 5 points.
Places where they'll actually give you a little tip.
It's, you know, where the people are at. You feel me? Might hit some campuses. You never know.
You're funny. Well, listen, Kyree, I want to know, as we start to wrap up this interview, I really want to know, this isn't something that I usually like ask artists, but I've been considering that even in this space that I'm working in, there are some times where I need somebody just to ask me, how's your mental health? How are you holding all this together? How are you doing all this and still operating and functioning like a regular human being? And I want to know where you're kind of finding that balance and setting those boundaries, just for any other artists out there who might be really struggling with bookings and gigs and still trying to get content out there, but still just trying to have some peace and quiet.
Of course.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit.
I mean, so, you know, I wouldn't be able to do it without the like amount of support that I have. I have a amazing support system from my guys. They're amazing friends outside of music, and then like my family and just my supporters in general. But outside of that, I'm actually like a super spiritual person. So you know, I kind of just have to, even when things are frustrating, I just kind of have to trust that like things are working in my, you know, best interest. You know, I just approach it, like I said, with love and a good heart, and I know it's gonna work out. Like I genuinely believe that. So, you know, that's how I, you know, reel myself back in and remain stable in that.
Well, it was really a pleasure to have you. Before we wrap up, I do want to give you the opportunity to promote yourself. I want you to tell the people where they can follow you. Again, just to reiterate, where we can stream that new music. And give them just a little bit more information about your upcoming show in March.
Okay, yeah, so you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Kyree D Music. That's Kyree D Music. You can also follow the band at Drew's Garage. That's JRUS Garage. You can find my newest single, Sunset Beach, out on all streaming platforms. Just search Sunset Beach and then my name, Kyree Dailey. And then, March 18th.
Yes, please.
March 18th will be at City Hall.
That's huge.
Yeah, The link is in my bio, so you can, you know, buy tickets and come see us rock out. Check us out at Bar 44 as well every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Well, again, Kyree, thank you so much for coming onto the show. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say next. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share the video, and if you have any commentary that's positive, leave it in the comments. I'm kidding. Also, you guys, I know that I mentioned a little while back that I'm going to be starting up a Room 1002 spotlight section along with continuing the artist suggestion box. So do not hesitate to send me some suggestions. I'm really looking forward to bringing some new faces and some new ideas to you guys next month, along with new artists to promote as well. That's all I have for you guys today, and until next time, peace.